What's up YouTube, my name is Alec, and in today's video I'm going to be going over who's better, Iana or Ashe. Let's get into the video. The first thing I'm going to go over is why am I even making this comparison in the first place. Both Ashe and Iana are entry fragging operators. Not only this, but most importantly, they are the two best entry fraggers in the entire game right now. If you don't know what entry fragging operators are, or entries for short, they are operators who are meant to get the entry kill first in the round. With frag meaning kill and entry meaning on entry, it's essentially just a kill on entry into the round, or an entry frag for short. With that out of the way, let's go over the first operator. The first operator I'm going to be going over is Iana. Iana is widely considered to be one of the best operators in the entire game, not even just for entry purposes or attacking purposes either. In order to properly explain why, let's go over her loadout first. Iana has the option between the G36C or the ARX. Both of these primary assault rifles are outstanding options and viable in the right hands. If you're newer to the game, I definitely recommend the G36C because it has a 1.5 times scope, which is the best scope in the entire game. Not only this, but it has 31 bullets with a good fire rate and very little recoil. The ARX, though, has less fire rate and bullets, but more damage as a solid counterpart for the more seasoned Siege players if you're okay with just using the one-time sights. Also, Iana has the Canadian Mark I 9mm pistol as a reliable secondary gun as well. Finally, she has frag grenades as her secondary gadget, which are extremely rare and very, very powerful. Now that we've gone over Iana's loadout, let's go over Ashe's loadout so we can compare the two. Going over Ashe's loadout, it's very similar to Iana's loadout, with some key differences I'll go over right now. Ashe, just like Iana, has the G36C as a primary weapon option. I've already gone over this gun and its advantages, so I'll skip right to her other option, the R4C. The R4C, just like Iana's ARX, is a short-range weapon good for seasoned players. It has medium recoil with a high fire rate, decent damage, but is limited to only the one-time scopes. For this reason, I'll give you the same advice I gave you with Iana, which is if you're new to the game, stick to the G36C, but if you're an existing Siege player, try out the R4C and see if you like it. For her secondary gun options, Ashe has the M45 and the 5.7 USG. The M45 has high damage with only 7 bullets, while the 5.7 USG has less damage with more bullets. So which one you pick is whichever stat you find more important, ammo count or damage. Ashe has the option between claymores or breaching charges for her secondary gadgets, both being pretty mid-tier gadgets, mediocre gadgets overall, which aren't as impactful as, let's say, Iana's frag grenades. Now that we've gone over Ashe's loadout, let's compare it to Iana's. Overall, Iana and Ashe have a 9 out of 10 for their primary guns, bringing them to a tie. When it comes to the secondary guns, Iana has a 7 out of 10 for her pistol, while Ashe has an 8 out of 10. The reason for this being is not only the fact that Ashe has the option of 2 pistols, while Iana only has 1, but mainly Ashe has the M45. The M45 is able to 2-shot 3-speed defenders because of its high damage, which makes it better than Iana's pistol by far. This puts Ashe in the lead by 1 point. Now, going into their secondary gadgets, let's go over Iana's secondary gadget first. Iana, like I said, has the frag grenades. These are by far the best secondary gadgets in the entire game, and they're rare because of that. They're good because you can kill players or destroy bulletproof utility with ease, and you have 2 of them. This gives Iana a 10 out of 10 for secondary gadgets. Ashe, however, isn't so lucky. Breaching charges are good for players who want to play vertically or destroy any soft destruction that breaching charges can destroy, while claymores can prevent runouts and flanks. Still, both of these combined are not nearly as good as frag grenades, giving Ashe a 6 out of 10 for this section. Overall, in terms of utility, Iana wins this section and is also put in the lead. But there's one thing we didn't go over: their primary abilities. First, going over Iana, her primary ability is the Gemini Replicator, better known as her clone. This clone allows her to send out a projection of herself so she can scope out the area she is about to run into. It's, in my opinion, just a better and more effective version of a drone. You can't shoot or repel with this clone, so it is limited a tad bit in its movement, but not noticeably. The best thing about this ability is that it's on a cooldown, meaning you can essentially have infinite clones and essentially have infinite information, meaning you can be a lot more risky with your actual drones. In the prep phase, you can kind of just throw her drones in, and if it dies, it dies, and it doesn't really matter because, again, you have infinite droning with your clones. Going over Ashe's ability, she has the breaching round. This is a launcher she pulls out that allows her to fire up 2 soft breaching rounds from a range. This is very loud, but it's also a very big breach, which reinforces a loud, fast, and big approach to attacking and entry rushing in general. Perfect for an aggressive entry fragger. Now that we've gone over both of their abilities, let's talk about whose ability is better. Iana has infinite information with her ability, which in and of itself is very powerful and enough to make her a high-level operator. It can counter Aruni gates as well, which is a nice touch, but it also makes noise when you use it. This can be taken advantage of by making defenders think you're on your clone when in reality your gun is up and you're ready to shoot them. It is a medium skill ceiling with a low skill skill floor, making her easy for new players and effective for existing ones. This being said, I'm going to give Iana's ability an 8 out of 10. Now going over Ash's ability, like I said earlier, she has ranged breaching rounds. This ability is actually pretty mediocre. It gets outshined by Sledge, Buck, and Zophia's ability, which are essentially just better versions of Ash's breaching round. This thing is still effective in some scenarios though, but not enough to make it good or powerful on a round-to-round basis. This being said, I'm going to give Ash's ability a 6 out of 10, overall putting Iana ahead of her so far. The last thing I'm going to compare between Iana and Ash is playstyle. Like I said in the beginning of the video, Iana and Ash are entry fraggers, which means their job is to rely on their gun skill and their utility to get kills. So who does this overall the best? First, going over Iana, one thing Iana is lacking is speed. Most entry operators, even on defense, are 3 speeds, allowing them to take control of the map quickly, or if they're on defense, they're allowed to leave control quickly if they need to escape a dangerous and risky gunfight. They're also able to act off of information gathered quickly because they're a 3 speed and catch the enemies off guard, which gives you an advantageous gunfight along the way, using their ability to make this easier. Iana isn't a 3 speed, and her clone is very loud and clunky just like she is, allowing the defenders to know when she's about to push, giving them more time to react, and giving you less chance to sneak up on them and win a easier gunfight. This is very abrasive to how entries are supposed to work and the general entry playstyle, and it hinders Iana's ability to do her job properly. On the other hand, Iana has infinite information like I talked about earlier, providing her with the ability to make up for that lack of speed if she wants to get those kills. Next, going over Ash, she is a 3 speed. This is very cohesive with the entry playstyle like I said earlier, and her ability is also cohesive with her playstyle as well. She's meant to be very fast, using her ability to destroy anything in her path while also being very loud to distract your enemies from killing your supports who may be going on the other side of the map to get walls open or utility destroyed. With this being said, in terms of playstyle cohesion, Iana gets an 8 out of 10 for the entry playstyle, while Ash gets a 10 out of 10. The reason Ash is so high is because in terms of how you're supposed to play an entry, Ash is the best when it comes to how you're supposed to play them. You're meant to be loud, fast, and aggressive and get those entry gunfights early, which Ash does the best of while bringing minimal utility, which means if you lose your gunfight, you won't be putting your team at much of a disadvantage. Iana, being a 2 speed, bringing some utility, is disadvantaged in the entry playstyle, which is why Ash is ahead of her. All of this being said, finally it is time to tally up all of the results from the previously mentioned section. By zero surprise, if you've been calculating the score or if you've just been playing the game for the past 2 years, you will know that the best entry fragger between Ash and Iana is very simple and very easy to know, and that is Iana. Now, I could go into a lengthy conclusion as to why I think Iana is better than Ash for a number of reasons I previously highlighted in the video, but I'll just give it to you straight. Iana has frag grenades. That's it. That is the only reason why she is better than Ash, and everybody knows it. You can make an argument for Iana's ability being better and more reliable as Ash's as well, but in a ranked or even a competitive setting for that matter, no one is picking Iana for her ability, just like no one is picking Warden for his, if you want a good example of what I mean. Everyone is picking Iana because she has great guns and frag grenades. The same could be said for Ash. No one picks Ash for her ability either. Everyone picks her because she has great guns. The only noteworthy distinction between the two operators I'm comparing in this video is that Iana has frag grenades and Ash doesn't. With that being said, and the winner being decided, that is it for this video. Join my Twitch link down below if you want coaching for free from me. Join the Discord down below. Check out my TikTok and sub to the YouTube channel down below as well. My name's Alka, and I will see you on the next video. Later. PN restaurant is clear. I can come in restaurant and go up downstairs and kill the guy pillar window if he's still there. He's not okay.
Bro, the aggression from these kids is crazy.
That's, I don't know how that happened.
What bomb are they? What bomb?
Down. They're swapping bags! Yeah. One's pushing you, Alka, right now. Double door, kitchen double door, kitchen double door, kitchen double door. Red.
One's small bake.
You can probably get in here. One was playing close on that reinforced wall.
Nah, he's behind bake now. He's behind bake. He's behind bake. He's not small bake anymore.
One is definitely small bake. He's still shooting me from there, unless that's Harry Potter that I'm saying.
I can drone it.
Alka's getting clipped.
Alka's getting clipped. Yeah, that's the guy bake. One's
One
prep.
door, one door.
No. He's on the bake counter. Bake counter. One's prep door and one's bake counter. Hold on, I'm gonna flush him out with the Polaris drone.
Heard you. His nitro's gone.
Prep. Holding small bake.
I forced him out of bake.
That's prep.
Prep door.
Let's go! Yeah! Was that an ace? That was an ace!